I'm the FanFic Critic. I read it, you listen. Today's story, it's a bit long, so I'm going to have to do a summary review, and I'm very sorry, because when I read this story, I really wanted to read it out loud. But the thing is, it's over 10,000 words. It's actually like 1,100 words, I think. But it's still pretty long. But this story is a very good story. You don't even know what the story is. Well, the story is called The Merry-Go-Round Broke Down by Merlin Missy. It's a Who Framed Roger Rabbit story. It is like a sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. A very well done sequel, as in if someone took this story and made it into the official sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I think it'd do very well. Pretty much, the premise of the story is a bunch of the CGIs, or Digis as the Toons like to call them, are being killed off. So it's up to Roger and Jessica Rabbit to find out who the killer is. The story is very engaging, it's written well, the characters are in character, and when you read it, it makes you think of the good old movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit. This story, I'm sorry, I almost called it a movie. This story was excellent. And to prove how excellent it was, let's take a look at some of the reviews it got. Hold on. I was going to say it, but whenever you go on fanfiction.net, it always has these stupid ads pop up where you're about to read something and then the screen fades and then you have fanfiction.net brought to you by today. It's like, I don't care what you're brought by. Go away so I can actually read the fanfic. Now, before I was so rudely interrupted, let's take a look at some of the reviews this story got. Serengeti Dawn wrote, "That was brilliant. Bizarre, mind you, but an utterly brilliant mega crossover. Roger and Jessica were pitch perfect. It was truly like getting a sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It was that enjoyable and twisted. And all the cameos. I want to list all my favorites, but it would be more practical just to cut and paste the entire story into this review. The princess scene was priceless, especially Flaming Belle, and even Goliath got a few lines. Awesomeness. Best crossover ever." I Love Dogs, interesting name, wrote, "I love it." I'm looking for short ones because some of these reviews are really long. Emmeline wrote, "Most freaking brilliant and hilarious thing ever, in every detail." So as you can see by the few reviews I have read for this story is utterly amazing. If you are a fan of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I highly suggest that you check out this story. Trust me, it's worth your time. I could go on and on and on about it all day, but the thing is, I can't. I just can't. It's just awesomely brilliant. By the way, they are thinking of doing a sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but something tells me it might not be like the original. I mean, seeing the original was filmed around the 80s. Yeah, I think it was the 80s. And, it's been about 30 years since the 80s. I don't know. I'm a little worried. However, this was a great idea for a sequel because, it would make sense that the Toons would still be around. And it would make sense that, CGI characters would be, kind of pushing the Toons out and stuff. I mean, the story is just excellent. I don't want to give too much away because I want you guys to read it yourselves. So check out this story and read it, because if you're a huge fan of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, you'll love this story. It was perfect. Kudos to the author. Why can't there be more stories like this out there? And for once, this is a crossover that was done right. Awesome. I would put it up there in the same league as Nintendo Land Murders. It was that good. Well, I'm the FanFic Critic. I read it, you listen, and I would go and watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but unfortunately I do not have the DVD or the tape. Damn it. And my 360 is broken, so I wouldn't be able to watch it anyway. Double dip!